Today we continue with Exodus chapters 21 to 24. I will read key passages and I encourage you to read the full chapters on your own. The full reading references are provided for you below. After the Ten Commandments, God now gives detailed instruction, not to control, but to shape how his people live. Exodus 21 and verse 1, it begins, "These are the laws you are to set before them." This moves from principle to practice. Exodus 21, 2 to 6, laws about Hebrew servants are given. Even in servitude, there are limits, dignity, and eventual release. This is different from the systems around them. God is establishing justice, not exploitation. In Exodus chapter 21, 12 to 14, we see laws about violence. There is a distinction between intentional harm and accidental harm. Intent matters. In Exodus chapter 21, 22 to 25, we see eye for eye, tooth for tooth. This is often misunderstood. It is not promoting revenge, it is limiting it. Justice is to be measured, not excessive. God is restraining human intent. Exodus 22, 1 to 4, laws about theft require restitution, not just punishment, but restoration. Exodus 22 and verse 21, do not mistreat or oppress a foreigner. In Exodus 22, 22 to 24, do not take advantage of the widow or the fatherless. God is showing his heart. Justice is not just legal, it is relational. In Exodus 22, 25 to 27, lending is addressed. Do not take advantage of someone in need. Compassion here is built into the law. In Exodus chapter 23, 1 to 3, justice must not be distorted. No false reports, no favoritism. Truth matters. Exodus 23, 4 to 5, even an enemy's animal must be helped. Justice extends beyond emotion. In Exodus 23, 6 to 9, do not deny justice to the poor. Do not accept bribes. Do not oppress the foreigner. God is forming a people who reflect him. In Exodus 23, 10 to 12, the Sabbath principle expands. The land rest, servants rest, even animals rest. Rest is not optional. It is a part of God's design. In Exodus 23 and verse 20, God says, I am sending an angel ahead of you. Guidance continues. But notice in Exodus 23 and verse 21, pay attention to him. Do not rebel. God's guidance requires obedience. In Exodus chapter 23, 27 through 30, God says he will drive out the nations, but not all at once, little by little. This is important. God often works progressively, not instantly. Growth and possession happen over time. Then in Exodus chapter 24, the focus shifts again from instruction to covenant. Exodus 24 and verse 3, Moses tells the people all the Lord's words. They respond, everything the Lord has said, we will do. There is agreement, but they do not yet understand the weight of it. In Exodus 24 and verse 4, Moses writes everything down. This is being established clearly. Exodus 24, 6 to 8, something significant happens. Moses sprinkles blood and says, this is the blood of the covenant. This seals the agreement. Covenant is not casual. It is binding. Exodus 24, 9 to 11. Moses, Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, and 70 elders go up, and they see God. They saw the God of Israel, and yet they lived. And in verse 11, they ate and drank. This is remarkable. There is both reverence and relationship. God is holy, but he is also drawing them near. In Exodus 24 and verse 12, God calls Moses further up the mountain. In Exodus 24, 15 to 18, the cloud covers the mountain. The glory of the Lord settles. Moses enters the cloud and remains there 40 days and 40 nights. This is deeper access. Not everyone goes the same distance. Now, what do these chapters show? God's law brings justice and structure. Exodus 21 and verse 1. Justice is measured, not excessive. Exodus 21 and 24. God cares for the vulnerable. Exodus 22 and verse 22. Truth and fairness matter. Exodus 23, 1 to 3. God's guidance requires obedience. Exodus 23 and 21. God often works gradually. Exodus 23 and 30. Covenant is serious and binding. Exodus 24 and 8. God invites people to draw near. Exodus 24 and 11. There are deeper levels of relationship with God. Exodus 24 and verse 18. Now, let's connect all of this across scripture together. Eye for an eye in Exodus 21 and 24 connect to Matthew 5, 38 to 39, where Jesus speaks to the heart beyond the law. Caring for the vulnerable reflects James chapter 1 and 27. The covenant in Exodus 24 and 8 connects to Hebrew 9 and 20. God's gradual work reflects Philippians chapter 1 and verse 6. And drawing near to God connects to James chapters 4 and verse 8. I'm encouraging you now to read chapters 21 to 24 in full. Y'all, watch how God defines justice, establishes covenant, and invites his people closer. Notice that God is not only giving commands, he is revealing his character. Pay attention to this. God is not distant. He is holy, but he is also drawing people near, step by step. The story continues tomorrow.